Well, people, I really enjoy being surprised. And I was definitely surprised by this next one, right? The good people at Signature sent me over Savage Justice, which is known as Savage Salvation over in the States. Kind of feel they should have kept with Savage Salvation, you know? But it's Justice over in the UK, right? So this is the new film from director Randall Emmett. It is written by Adam Taylor Barker and Chris Silverstone. The film is produced by Emmett along with um who we got? Chad A. Verdi, Timothy Sullivan, Sean Sanghani, Nick Koskoff, George Furler, and interestingly enough, our good friend Peter Jackal, right? Who we spoke to like a couple of months ago about his film Medieval. Yeah, old Peter is a producer of this film. It's executive produced by Martin J. Barab, Jeff Beecher, Lee Bonder, Alistair Burlingham, J. J. Kurush, Gardy Craig, Grady Craig, Nick D'Angelo, Charlie Dumbeck, Ted Fox, Ariana Fraser, Tyler Gould, Matthew Helderman, Lydia Hull, Walter Joston, Paul Luber, Cyril Megret, Delphine Perrier, David J. Phillips, Elizabeth Prim, Gary Raskin, Austin Renfro, Jeff Rice, Mark Stewart, Luke Taylor, Chad Verdi Jr., Paul Weinberg, and Henry Winterstern. It is line produced by Bobby Ranghelov, Bernie Gulwiliza, and Michael Dennis. It's co-produced by Alana Crow. Okie dokie. And it is associate produced by Tyler John Olson. So yeah, there is a lot of cooks up on this one. Music is handled by Philip Klein. Eric Cortez handles the cinematography. Eric Friedenberg and Colby Parker Jr. edit the film. Casting was Sheila Jaff and Brian Riley. Production design, Lamo Hicks and Travis Zarwini. Lamo Hicks also handles art direction. Melanie Rain, set decoration. Costume design is Colin Wilkes. Hair and makeup, we've got Marta Isol Colon, Nicole Leno, Jerry Populus, Lisa Rocco, and Carla White. Our cast. Now, this is because I'm watching the film and I'm like, I swear, I swear I recognize these people, but who the fuck are they? Right? Um, so yeah, at the end of the film, as the credits are going, I'm like, It was Robert De Niro. It was John Malkovich. So I'm just like, these people really look like. And yeah, it was. So Robert De Niro is Sheriff Church. John Malkovich is Peter. Um, you have Darlene, who is Peter's wife. She is played by Winter Ave Zolli. Her sister, no, her sister Ruby Red is played by Willa Fitzgerald, and Ruby's boyfriend, fiance Shelby John, is played by Jack Huston. So Meadow Williams plays Detective Zeppelin, who is Church's partner. We have got Jess, played by Lindsay Polfisser. Annie, played by Catalina Viteri. Um, also got Ada, played by Julie Oliver-Touchstone. Preacher Paul, played by J. Oscar Simmons. Travis, who is actually I can't. Oh, yes. Travis is the son of I think Travis is Silas's son, right? So actually, yeah, Travis is played by Miller Garfinkel, and Silas is played by Noel Guglielmi. Um we have got Skeeter, played by John Orsini. Connor, who is Peter and Darlene's son, played by Max Walls. Lee is played by Trent L. Horn. We got Darius, played by Clay Wilcox. Coyote, played by Quavo. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Really, that's our main lot. Um, Yeah. So the gist of this film: Sheriff Church and Detective Zeppelin strive to keep the peace in their rough town when residents' only two interests are the church or oxycodone. Newly engaged Shelby John and Ruby Red want a fresh start. They decide to have a family together and get clean with support of Peter, Ruby's brother in law. However, Shelby discovers his beloved Ruby dead on their porch before she could fulfill her final wish to be baptized in the river and washed away from her past sins. Filled with fiery rage, Shelby embarks on a vengeful killing spree to right all the wrongs done to Ruby by every link in the drug dealing chain. Armed with nothing but adrenaline and a nail gun, Shelby picks off dealers and junkies one by one until he gets to the top. Sheriff Church and Detective Zeppelin must race against the clock to put an end to Shelby's vigilante justice before his fight with the crime lord Coyote turns the entire town into a bloodbath. Ooh, oh my gosh. And I'd say I'm surprised, right? Because so this one starts off, right? And we have like there's a scene where the guy goes over to the door, and then suddenly the door's like burst open. He's on the floor, and then we see him meet a grisly end, right? Then we get 1 month before, right? It's that way many an action film will start, right? And so then we're seeing this couple, right? Shelby John and Ruby Red. And it's like, well, no, I think we first meet the detective, Sheriff Church, right? he goes somewhere and there's a guy dead on a bed, and you feel there is a connection, and you work out it's the sheriff's son. And then that's when we meet Shelby and Ruby, right? So you're watching it, and now we're with Shelby and Ruby a lot, right? So we're seeing this couple together, and they seem really happy. Then the drugs come, and you're like, okay, this isn't good. And we see, and we're just with them, right? So we see them getting clean, but we don't know how we get to that scene which we start, but you have a sense it means this happiness is not going to last, right? Something is going to intervene. So you're watching it thinking, okay, what's the usual thing that happens? Where is this going? And you think it might be a predictable action flick, but there are these nice beats in this, right? There is these nice beats that keep the story flowing. And there's a few little twists in that story that have you going, oh shit. Okay. Right. That's what we're doing. Oh fuck. Interesting. And that, boom, that's great. Right? Because you never want something to be too predictable. Or you just like, there's familiar beats with these things, but it's always interesting when someone adds something a little bit different, right? So you aren't completely just like, I've seen it. Why do I need to watch this? But you're gripped all the way through, right? It's just this intense scene, like montage that we see of them getting clean, you know? Because I have to say, when you're watching it and they're both, because they're both into the drugs, right? So you're just thinking, I mean, who could I root for here? Right? No one's perfect. No one's great. Everyone's a little grimy. But what we get from this scene, from this montage, and just the beginning, is this belief that Shelby and Ruby are really in love, right? That's what we really get. They really do make that come across. Where there's films that you can watch and you just don't believe in the relationships. With this one, you believe in all of these relationships. It's really, Darlene and Peter, just the fractiousness between Ruby and her mum, but there's still something there. All of these things that you kind of it jumps out the screen to you, which is definitely something, right? Definitely something. So yeah, you're watching this film, and we get some really nice cinematography, some really interesting angles in the way it's shot. It brings you into the action. It makes you believe the scenes that you're watching. It's handled very well. Very well. Like the music isn't overbearing. This I really enjoyed it. And there's definitely those bits of the story that you'll be like, and like, is someone really going to be able to do all of that, or go, get into that place without anything happening? You know what I mean? There is some of that. There is some of that. But you're able to let all of that slide because you're invested in this story. And we're looking at this story as being this action thriller drama, right? With this revenge, someone out to, cure all the things that have gone wrong. And it's like they understand, Shelby understands he's not perfect, right? But this is something he has to do. So you're down. You are down with it for sure. I really did enjoy it. I really did enjoy what happened here. And you don't mind bad guys dying, especially if they've got golden guns. I'm just like anyone with a golden gun, you're just like, no, 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 you deserve everything that's coming to you, you son of a bitch. Oh man. So yeah, I do definitely recommend you checking out Savage Justice, Savage Salvation. It's available now on all your favorite VODs, Amazon, Apple, all of that jazz, people. So you can go grab it. And I would say, like, there was a Netflix film, I think it was called Berserker, right? I think it was like a Spanish film, which was pretty intense, right? I'd say there's some similarities between that and this. Just it is kind of akin to one of those old kind of 80s action flicks, right? One of those Schwarzenegger ones, like I think it was like Red Heat or Raw Deal, you know what I mean? It was something like that, right? That's what this is kind of akin to. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, there's shootouts, it's not too gruesome, but it's not shying away from anything. You get to see there's needles, there's drugs, but there's real emotions here. As I said, you believe in these relationships, which is a testament to what they were able to do, you know? So yeah, people, Savage Justice, it's out now. Um, yeah, go check it out. I think you will enjoy